The 14 most embarrassing tech fails of all time. Now, this is a weird list because I didn't know most of these because they were failures. So, yeah, I did know some of them, though. But number 14 spot is the Netscape. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it was basically a web browser from 22 years ago. And the reason why it's a failure is because it kind of had a lawsuit with Microsoft. I'm pretty sure they won that lawsuit. But if you have a lawsuit with a big company like that, you're bound to fail eventually. The only reason why this thing failed is because it sold for $4.2 billion. So that's a pretty large amount of money, but since it's not really like a thing no more, it's not really successful, I guess, because it doesn't even exist anymore. Number 13 is Windows 8. Now, this is an interesting one because Windows is pretty big. They launched it in 2012, which wasn't that long ago, but it was pretty long. It introduced the start button, I guess, but it was really good. Like, it was brilliant even, but it was ahead of its time, just a little bit. Number 12 is something that you probably heard of, like, at least once or twice in your life, and that is MySpace. And the reason why this failed is because in 2009, it was overtaken by Facebook, which I think a lot of people know, at least a lot more than anything else on this list. And the number 11 spot is like Alta Visa. I don't even know how to pronounce this. I'm going to be honest with you. That's probably how that's pronounced. But it was in like rival with Yahoo. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. But in 2013, apparently 10 years after they launched it is when they won the rivalry, I guess. Or they just won. If that makes any sense. They overtook it. And number 10 spot is the Google Glass. I don't know why it's not glasses. It might have been a mix. I don't know what information I got that from. But it was $1,500. I know it was a while ago, but that's an absurd amount of money. And I think the main reason why this was a failure is because it was banned in like restaurants and movie theaters because they didn't want to record people without them knowing, I guess. I guess nowadays, you can just record anyone on like in public. Of course, not movie theaters, but probably restaurants and stuff. I mean, that's just how it is now. With the new glasses and the new goggles, the Quest, the VR, how that stuff works? Yeah, it's very different now. Actually have glasses that you can put on with the camera so you can just record whenever. The number 9 spot was Dreamcast, and it was released in Japan. I don't know anything about this one. I guess what this product is, they hyped it up too much, and then people didn't enjoy it, so they didn't buy it, so it went straight downhill. So that's definitely a lot of cases now these days with how much tech is overhyped. Yeah, the next one is a phone. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this one, but it's a thing that exists or did. Basically, it was like a 2005 sponsorship or like a partnership type deal, and it was basically just good with music. But, of course, all old things now these days are very irrelevant because of phones and it's just useless now, so it failed. Number 7 is something that everyone should know, and that is the Segway. Everyone should know this. It's in movies. It's in, it was a big thing. It was a big thing for a long time. The only problem with the Segway is, when's the last time you've seen one? When have you actually seen one in public with one? I personally have never seen one just riding one in public. It's just a thing that no one talks about now, and that's the reason why it failed, I'm guessing. I don't really know. I don't know the reason why it failed. I guess because it's inconvenient. Number 6 is QR codes. I've only used a QR code one time, and that was for school. I've never used one besides that moment. I don't even know why they exist. But they do. I see them in ads sometimes and stuff like that. So, yippee, I guess. You got a QR code. So, number 5 is a thing called Pebbles. And now, the reason why this failed is because Apple and Samsung, the two big dogs in the league when it comes to pretty much everything you own, overtook it. Because Samsung and Apple are, like, the main things that run this entire system with technology. So, there was no chance for Pebbles. Pebbles was bound to get destroyed. Let's be honest here. Number 4 is a thing called The Daily, and it was pretty big. It was like a news type deal, but it shortly shut down after 2 years. That's the only information I have of that. I'm sorry, there's nothing really much to it. That's just all it is. Number 3, this is a thing that I don't really know about, but I know the alternate newer versions of it, and that is MapQuest. I think I've heard it before. It's it was good in 2015, but we all know that like GPS and like all these stuff. Okay, yeah, I kind of had a brain fart. I forgot that Google Maps and Apple Maps exist. So yeah, Google Maps over pretty much the main deal that everyone uses. Yeah, I kind of had a brain fart. I didn't know what I was talking about for a second. I didn't know, like, my brain did not consider that Google Maps was a thing, and I forgot about it. But now I remember. That's probably the reason why it failed. Okay, number 2 spot. In 1995, there was a thing called the Virtual Boy. Let me see. It was basically just like 3D glasses. It's kind of ahead of its time because now they have it with like $3,000. Yeah, we all know the story. It's boom, visual. I'm sorry, that just reminded me of the imagination thing from SpongeBob. Anyways, we're going to get to number 1 real quick. Hang on. And number 1, the best, most successful, most embarrassing tech fails thingy majigger thing. It is a Tyco thing. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce. This is the reason why they all failed. You cannot pronounce them. It's just impossible to pronounce them by just looking at the name. That's the reason why these failed. Yep. But basically, it was just like it was like one of the first digital video recorder type deal. It's not really like a tech fail. It made $1.6 billion like in today, like right now. But a lot of the like just places that it had and all the stuff, it just shut down. So yeah, it's not doing so great, but it makes money, I guess. I don't know who's buying it now, but it made money. But anyways, guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. You might be asking me where I got these 14 things that I told you all about, and I got them from a website. I don't know what website. I forgot what website, but I got them from a website. So blame Google if any of this stuff is wrong. Do not blame me. I did not do this list. I might have added some things, but I did not do this list, okay? This was all from Google, so blame Google. Yeah, blame Google. Do not blame me. But anyways, guys, hope that y'all did enjoy. Peace out, guys.